Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today let's see a small setup how to run a Spring Boot application using Docker. So before starting, let's list out what all we require for prerequisite setup for installing and setting up Spring Boot and creating a new project and everything. So let me list out what all we require. So first let me list out what the prerequisites required for it. So make sure you have installed Java. So please check which version of Java you're using. So make sure you have greater than Java 8 version. So and please have any editor. So whichever you feel comfortable, either Eclipse or IntelliJ or VS Code, it's up to you. So I'm gonna use IntelliJ. Okay, fine. So before that, you should have a basic experience on Spring Boot application and how Spring Boot framework works. So and let's create one new uh, that IO, so wherein we can directly download from Spring Boot, and let's install Docker. So how the Docker images works, and we'll integrate with Spring Boot with Docker, and we'll install from fresh how by signing up and everything. So first, so we have checked which Java version we are working on, and let me open my IntelliJ. And so as of now, it's a dummy project which I created. Let's not focus on this. First, let us go start dot springboot.io so that we get a predefined dependencies where we can. So currently I'm going to use Gradle project with Java, and I'm going to use 2.5.42 version. So let me create a Spring Boot Docker, the project name. So let's this be artifact. My name is this, and demo project for Spring Boot Docker. Okay, got it. So now we're gonna create, and I'm gonna select Java 8 version, and I'm gonna add a few dependencies whichever I require. So we'll try to add some dependencies which we require basic startup web, wherein so let's have a startup web. This we can have a Spring Web, and then we'll have actuator, Spring Boot actuator we require. So let's have any basic validation API, validation input output of Hibernate, this one, and hope this works. Let's not go to a more deeper into it. So let's get a basic project so that we can click on generate. It will be downloaded into a jar file. So maybe it's a zip file. So with the project name SB Docker. So let me show it in a folder. So let me unzip. All right. So what I'll do is I just have a gradle file which build out gradle. Let me open up in the IntelliJ so that it will be worth of it. So either you can drag and drop here, or let us open directly from my open downloads. So let's have we have a B2B, this one. Let's open this. So let's open in this window for now. So it will start setting up all the Gradle dependencies which we have. So initially Oh, we are setting up gradle. So let's wait for a second. Okay, hope it may take some more time. You can see all the dependencies are getting downloaded here. Okay, cool. So meanwhile, let us install Docker. So Docker hub. So wherein you can go to hub.docker.com. So where you'll have hub.docker.com. So let's go inside and download Docker. So for now we can uh, install or something. So wherein I'm directly going and logging into my account. So let me log into my Docker. So if you don't have account, you can please register this account and install. So where is we already have one tutorial document which I already done the setup for it, but let me create a fresh setup. So where you can go here, exploratory. Okay. So let me install, download iMac or Mac, whichever it is. So let's go into this. So you'll have a direct products wherein you can get a Docker desktop or a Docker hub. So we'll go to a Docker desktop and we'll download it, whichever the machine you're using, go for it. So I'll go for a download for Mac. So it's already installed Docker in my machine, but still I'm trying to download again. So let's see till where we got a Gradle project. It'll take some more time. So meanwhile, you guys can set up your machine and start installing all the required softwares. And if you already have, please skip this bit of part setting up. So meanwhile, I'll start up Docker. All right, I think I'm done with this. So I'm gonna install my Docker DMG file. All right, so my Spring Boot application is ready. So let's create a basic uh, an API, so wherein we can return something. So let's go real main and sub application. So wherein by default we have a class which called as a Docker application. Let's go to build.gradle. So wherein we have a event central already. So let's not okay. I think the Docker is installed. Let's move to the application. So make sure you have 1.54 GB of your this space in your machine so that Docker can be installed in your local. So we have a starter, there's step, and we have all this stuff, and we have this one and service compatibility with Java 1.8. Okay, and we have ID. So if required, we can add a profiles which we can set up inside. So wherein you can start your configurations. So for now, we don't require anything. So let's have a basic thing, but still let me create one basic application one. So within we have 1.8 and the main class we can select it from here. So it'll automatically suggest you which application you are in. And program arguments, anyway, we don't need. If you require any lower environments like UAT, pre-prod, SIT, something, you can select it. Wherein this environment variable, and you can select once again module not specified. Let's not have anything here. So we don't need any environment variables here, and we can apply this and we can click on OK. So let's create a basic application.properties. We already have application.properties. So let's set up a basic server port, which we can have server.port. So something like 888. So let's have a basic server this one. And let's go to a main application wherein we can set up where we can get an environment from us. So we already have a Spring Boot application. So let's have this. So if required, we can put an environment. So where we have a basic Spring Boot, this one, environment, and if so I haven't created any reference for this Spring Boot run application. So let me create a new Spring Boot application for this, and then we can map it for it. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm directly running a Spring Boot application, so we can directly keep as it is. Let's not mix up everything here. So if when you try to run this application, we require a basic. So we'll see, continue anyway. We'll see how it's gonna work. We haven't created any API controller or any API services for this. So the build is successful and it is running in 127.50105. So as of now, we haven't done anything. So if you see that Tomcat is started in ww8, which we have specified in server port. So now, so let's create one basic API controller. So let me create a package saying controller. So wherein I have a new Java class where Spring Docker, right? So if we so for sure we have to mention a REST controller. So let's have a REST controller, and if required, you can enable your auto configuration, and then if required, you can make it a request mapping, wherein you can mention your path of your application, wherein you can put which of your API version 1 initially, and then you can start it. So let's start with your basic mapping, request mapping, wherein we have, if we have a specific API endpoint, we can specify here, wherein we'll put Docker version 1 Docker test. All right. So now, so we have to mention a method with, guys, if you know all these informations, please make sure you can skip little video of this, and you can mention which type you're gonna expect your output produces. So wherein you can have directly have media type. Let me type. I'm sorry, guys. Media type dot application JSON values. Perfect. Something is missing. I'm sorry, I have typed it in capital letters. I'm sorry for that. Okay, now let's create a small method with doc test. So we'll have this. So let's not have any parameters here. If required, you can specify any parameters. For now, I'm gonna return. Okay, let's have a basic. It's okay. Let's have. We're gonna return a string. So hello Docker rich. So now let's create. So if required, you can keep your headers in your this one. If required, you can, we'll add one validator, valid. So wherein you can put request header. So we'll have request header with the value of some user. So which will have string user. So perfect. That's good. Let's not have a user. Let's not have a variable here. So now, so I'm gonna specify docker plus user. All right. So this is a basic setup I'm gonna do. So let's start this and run this application and continue anyway. So let me open Postman, my local. So as my application is running in my localhost 8088, so I'll create it later. I'm gonna start it fresh. So I'll create HTTP localhost 888. So wherein we have API slash version 1, and where we have a docker and test, right? And we have a headers called a user. Let me keep only ch. So we don't have anything else to do, so I'll just gonna go and hit this application. Unexpected error hatch. So let me see whether it reaches. So this is a problem with viewing a JSON. That's it. So this is where we have mentioned hello Docker, the user, whatever we mentioned in our headers. So this is how we initially run from the Spring Boot. So now let's set up from Docker. So we are already in Docker setup. So let me go to Docker. So meanwhile, until it starts, so let me create a basic Docker file. So let me go to its home directory. I'll just go to new and click on file. So make sure whichever the file you're gonna create have the same name. All right. So this is a Docker file which we have. Now it's gonna take some time. 1 second. So I have a Docker here. I'll open up this. Sure what is the issue from, so maybe it has a settings issue problem because it's not responding. So we have to go to security performance and we'll unlock this. So now let's try to open this. Let's go to applications and let's have a Docker. Where is it? Not sure. Docker is not responding properly. So meanwhile, let me open up. Let me do a setup from say because it has not responding. Right. Turn firewall. So where we have developer tools. So let me go to this. Cannot open Docker because it's not responding. Very bad. There's some issue with this. So let's resume Docker setup. So let me go and launch Docker. So we have applications. So wherein we'll go on launch Docker. Let's hold on for a second. Right. So my Docker is started here. So I'll go and sign in here with my Docker credentials, which we have already discussed. Right. I'll sign in. All right. So wherein I'll just go. So automatically this Docker will automatically restart and you'll have a UI with your setup, and currently I haven't done any setup for Kubernetes. So quickly let me go and do a setup for a Docker. So we'll set up first openjdk. So with the specific version which you require. So I'm gonna specify now as 8. So where exactly your docker jar should be present and where it has to go and take it. So let's usually our Spring Boot jar will be generated in your build and git. So as we haven't done gradle clean build, so let me put gradle clean build. So that once the build starts, under build we'll get a lib, under libs we're gonna get a Spring Boot jar application jar. So let me right click on this and reload my disk so that I'll get my libs. Okay, here this is where our path. So I'm gonna put my libs. So I'm not sure which maybe your project name can be. First you can put star dot jar and what kind of a Docker image you require dot jar you can put it. All right. So this is how we're gonna add your path and you're gonna expose your port number with, you can put it as 8888 or something you wish. So you can put where you want to run your thing. So currently I'm running my Mac machine. So where I'll go to bash profile. So where I'll use my touch command. So wherein I'll use my Docker image where I specified as a same path. So I'm not gonna change anything. So now I'm gonna put my where my entry point has to be there. Alright. So now I require which is your project Java and what is type you require dot jar. So you can mention as a hyphen. Normally, how do you run Java command in your? So now, so let's put it in your double quotes here. It's no matter if it is singular single, but let's keep double quotes here. And now the same Docker path you have to specify here. All right. So this is how simple. And if you require, you can keep a volume, a backup as a temp folder where you can put it in your temp. So this is a basic, simple property file you need to specify. So plugin supporting Dockerfile form. So we can install plugins if required. All right. So it will help you to see in your, like how you see a terminal and problems, you'll see a Docker uh, tab which will be visible here. So, all right. You can create a Docker and configuration. Don't ask again. Okay, fine. Now let me run my Docker. So let me see what is my Docker version. So my Docker version is 20.1. So let me see whether do I have any Docker images existing. There are some Docker tutorial existing wherein with the name of Docker image we don't have anything, right? So let's clear it off. So simply we can take so anyway we have done already a gradle clean build. So our jar is up to date here. Now what I'll do is I'll just specify all the commands here for your reference. So where you can directly put gradle clean build. So initially and later you can build your Docker for an image instance with your Docker image dot jar. So the same name which you are mentioned here. So let me put it here. So let me copy and do it here. So let me build it. So Docker exactly one argument. So maybe the file reason because you may have capital D and let's not specify Docker image and .jar because by default it will take it as a dot. So let's have a dot. All right. So let's not have jar will represent to current directory. So now it is starting, it started building a Docker. So it will split all into split separate containers and it will build into a single Docker build. So let me stop my Spring Boot application here. So now my Docker file is presenting naming library.dockerimage. Okay. So now let's see my Docker images, whether the name of my Docker images are present or not. Perfect. This is a Docker image which got built at now 14 seconds ago, which contains 555 MB. Got it? Now, so we can directly go and run with my Docker, which what we have Docker. So if you remember, we have a run file. So we'll put run and the path where is a path and the the port number which we record. So we'll initially mention 8010 and the expose port number where you have to expose 8888 and the Docker image, right? So where that, so now let's copy this and run this Docker run. So there is a syntax error, undetermined quoted string. All right. Syntax error, unterminated quoted string. I'm not sure what unterminated quoted string it means. Right. So let me have this PWD where it will have all my so now let me take up this Docker image and build it here. Syntax error. I'm not sure why this error is coming suddenly. Let's see this. Docker. So wherein the Java dot, but yes, so we have done some mistake here. Perfect. We have missing extra double quote. That is a reason. So let's do a gradle clean build again. It's not required, but still, it's just a Dockerfile, right? We don't require a build again. So now we can go on build Docker build. Now I'll go on do a run of Docker. Okay. So now your Docker is started. Your application is started with the port number of 8888. So now, so I didn't start my Spring Boot application here. It's not running. So I'm directly running with my Docker. So now wherein I can go directly and I can expose the same API and hit and we'll see where we have mentioned 8020, right? Perfect. Text. So if you remember, we have mentioned a Docker port number as 8020, right? Here, if you see, again, I'll show you. Here we have mentioned 8020. So that is a reason we have to mention Docker also in containers. So now I'll run again. So where my Docker is started, and now has been text. Got it. Thank you so much, guys. So hope you got it. You got a basic flow how to do a Docker setup. So I'll put all the Docker file in description below. Uh, Please support me. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.